You know, the motherfucking dealio waiting for her to, I don't know, she put on earrings. I don't know why. She looks beautiful anyways, but she's like, I don't know why I have to be so ugly. When she's not. She looks beautiful. She looks like a Victoria's Secret model. She looks like, I don't know. She's just beautiful. And she doesn't need any earrings. She doesn't need to mess with her hair. She doesn't need to do anything because she's so beautiful and bomb and like, yeah. I think she's coming though, so shh, don't tell her I recorded this.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, or if you're new here, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be doing the pregnant at 17 and again at 18 story. So before we get into the stories, we're going to tell a little bit about how we were before we even met and got together. For me, from the ages of 15 and 17, I was really reckless. I didn't care about the consequences of my actions, so I pretty much did whatever I wanted. I was not doing good in school.
For me, I'd say like the age of 13, same. I just started being hella reckless, not caring about school anymore. Wanted to do everything like my cousins and my friends were doing, which was nothing good. Going in and out of juvenile, which wasn't good for me either. Got me even farther away from school than I was.
We were nowhere near where we are today, and we're nowhere near the same mentality, everything. So I really do think Estelle, our baby girl, has changed us for the better. It's like something just went off in us whenever we found out we were pregnant, and it was strictly business from there. We got together July 16th, 2018. We found out we were pregnant August 9th, 2017. We got pregnant a month after we started dating. From the day we met up until now, we've pretty much been by each other's side every single day. What I'm trying to say is in the beginning of our relationship, we were always together, and that pretty much led to us getting pregnant. He was always at my house. He stayed with us for a while. So I feel like that really built our relationship and our bond quicker. We literally see each other at their worst and their best and everything in between. How I found out I was pregnant, everyone called it except me. My mom came to me and was like, I had a dream you were pregnant. Let me buy you a pregnancy test. I feel like you're pregnant. And I was offended. And we went back to school shopping, and she told me not to get high-rise jeans because I was pregnant. And I was like, Mom, I am not pregnant. And she was right.
I knew she was pregnant too.
He was constantly saying that I was pregnant. I
stole a pregnancy test one day during lunch at school, and I hid them somewhere. And then one day when we were in town, I picked them up. She's like, what are these? I was like, oh, I stole them the other day. You're gonna take them. Or she didn't even take them till like a week after.
Yeah, he pretty much got the pregnancy test, the little digital ones that say pregnant or not pregnant. I knew you were supposed to use morning pee. When I was around a little bit less than 3 weeks, I decided to take a pregnancy test by myself, and it was negative. I'm not pregnant. I told my mom I had a negative pregnancy test. 2 days later,
I don't even think you told me when you took the test either.
He was at school. I wanted to get rid of the pregnancy box, like the pregnancy test box. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the other one instead of throwing it away. So I wasn't even like expecting to get a positive pregnancy test. I wasn't really taking a test. I took the pregnancy test and I just kind of put it on the counter, and I was like popping my pimples in the freaking mirror, like doing my own little thing, not even realizing that I was taking a pregnancy test. And then I look like through the mirror and I see like the pregnancy test only has one word on it, and I'm like, I know it does not say pregnant. It said pregnant. I cried for like 2 seconds, and I was like, this is actually really cool. I was happy, but I was like shook. I was shook. Now about how I told Javier. So I decided I needed to tell him, and me and my sister had already planned to bring him lunch at school. I had pretty much called my sister and I was like, Liz, can you come pick me up? Come pick me up. So she came and I had it in my pocket, and I was like doing the most, being so secretive until I got in the car with her, and she started driving, and I was like, Liz, I'm pregnant. And I showed her the test, and she was so shook, but she wasn't mad. She pretty much was like, let's go get another test and then test. So she took me to a store on base where we live, and we pretty much took in the bathroom together, and it said pregnant. She was like, oh my god, we have to tell Javi. So we went to the thrift store because they have a lot of books. We got a pregnancy book for her dad, pregnancy book for me, and then we got his lunch We got, I think, some baby clothes too. And then we pretty much drove to his school at lunchtime, and when he got in the car, he went in the back seat. I put everything on top of the food, like the baby clothes, the books, the pregnancy test, inside the little bag of food. And I just handed it to him. Like, I just looked, we were both like just staring at him, and we just handed him the stuff, and he pretty much looked like went through it one by one.
It was crazy. She just gave it to me. I looked at the book first, I think. I was like, Dad's pregnant. That's what it says. What? Yeah, she just gave me the book, and I was just like, what? That's literally how it was. I was just like, what?
That's literally what he said.
I was just like confused, happy. But when I went back to school, I was like, dang, I gotta do all this work now. I didn't do any work pretty much the whole time I was at that school. I don't know. I just went back to school. I told one of my teachers. It was crazy.
How we told my mom. We told her the same day because we had already been talking to her about us being pregnant, even though I told her I wasn't because the first pregnancy test was negative. I pretty much just told her to come into my room. She came in and we all sat on the bed and we kind of just handed it to her. We were like, she looked at us for a little while. Since day one, my mom has been our #1 supporter. If we need anything, if Estelle needs anything, she is there. She's all about it. She loves being a grandma, so she was excited, honestly. My mom doesn't spend a lot of time with Estelle other than whenever they're playing because, I don't know, I feel like that's our job and we love being parents. We love taking care of her. So nobody else takes care of her at all. We always are the ones taking care of Estelle. And that's how it always will be until she's a little bit older and can talk and stuff. I'm sure it'll be fine for her to stay with my mom or my sister whenever she would want to.
I think I told him in person, maybe. I'm not sure. I think I told him in person. He was just like, congratulations. He was like, I could do it. You can do it. Like, he had kids young too, so it's not impossible. He gave me advice how to take care of a child and how to take care of a pregnant lady. But yeah, he was happy for us.
So overall, everyone's reactions, our friends, our family, everyone congratulated us and was really happy for us and just excited that there is a new baby in the family. So our schooling, I was really far behind and now I only have 50 credits left. I should be graduating next year, hopefully. I do schooling online now. When I was pregnant, I did it all at a schooling that you only had to go in once a week.
Me, I was going to this continuation school where we really just did like computer work, E2020 and stuff. And I don't know what happened. I just stopped going to school there for like months. And then I tried to go back there and then I figured out that they had dropped me or whatever. So I had to register at this other school that she's talking about where we go once a week. That's going pretty good, but I'm still like she said, more than 100 credits left. Hopefully I'll graduate before the end of next year.
Overall, we really plan to finish our schooling career and then further our education, whether that's military for him. I hope he joins the military because I come from a military family, and I definitely want to go to college because I 100% have always had that in my future plans, and I don't want to cut myself short just because I'm a teen mother. During the pregnancy with our baby girl Estelle, I've stayed with my mom. We live with my mom, all of us, all three of us, because my brother and sister do not live here anymore. We've spent our whole pregnancy, because I was underage, I lived here, and when I turned 18 after she was born, I decided that this would be the smartest route for us to stay at my mother's house because my mom gets to watch every milestone and be with her every single day, which is what she loves. She personally loves having us here, and I've asked her a million times, do you want us to move out? And she just wants us here, and I don't want to move out and then struggle and take away from what I can provide for my daughter, so that is why we still live here. We had a lot of complications with Estelle's pregnancy. My pregnancy with Estelle. In the beginning, I was really cold, super pale, and those are signs of anemia. I didn't find out that I was anemic until the ending, but I was anemic my pregnancy. The second complication was I had gestational diabetes, which is when you get diabetes when you're pregnant. It can cause you to have a really overweight baby because you're not breaking down sugars correctly, and you'll have a big baby because of it. So my whole pregnancy, Estelle was super big compared to what she was supposed to be or what was normal. We did struggle with that. I had to take my blood sugars every time I ate. Be on a whole different diet because of it.
We had to always get prescribed steroids for her for her breathing because she has really bad asthma in her lungs.
That's another one.
Yeah, it was mostly the winter time, and that's when it gets the worst.
I've had asthma since I was born, but I didn't figure out I had asthma until I was 2. And pregnancy and asthma, they do not go together, especially when you're farther along. It gets very hard for you to breathe in general. You got crazy hair. She just woke up, so she got the crazy hair.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me she don't look just like him. Tell me that. Tell
Say
me.
hello,
Tell me.
everybody.
Tell me. So she's awake, so she's gonna be in the video until she gets fussy. This is our baby girl Estelle. She's 7 months old. Who does she look like though? Who does she look like? I know. My asthma gets really bad during the winter. I get bronchitis every single year of my life during the winter time, and I got it probably like 3 or 4 times when I was pregnant with her during the winter time. So I was constantly being on steroids. Another pregnancy complication that I had was cholestasis. It is pretty much when, I think it's when the bile in your liver or gallbladder or something like that isn't being used or released properly, so it is released into your blood, and that's very toxic for the baby at some point. I'm not sure. I would tell my doctor over and over, like, my hands and feet are burning, like they itch really bad, and they pretty much didn't say anything until my placenta ruptured. So we had premature rupture of the membrane, preterm rupture of the membrane. So when I was 31 weeks pregnant, my placenta ruptured and pretty much my water broke and I was bleeding. There was a huge hole in my placenta that caused me to have contractions at only 31 weeks. I went to the doctors because I woke up one morning and my water had broke, so my underwear was full of water and like dark blood. We went to the hospital. They did a test, pretty much a swab inside. Came back that it wasn't my amniotic fluid, and I told them I had come 3 days before that, 3 days like back to back, being like, I'm having these weird symptoms. I'm losing my vision. I get really dizzy. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And they pretty much every time I went there, they didn't listen to me. They didn't even let me see a real doctor.
Act like we didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, they would tell us that we were lying.
They didn't believe us.
They didn't believe us, and that was really annoying. And I'm pretty sure it's because of our age. I just felt like we were treated like really poorly for our age and by the doctors. I came the next day after my placenta had ruptured because they sent me home telling me to not come back because this was my 4th time coming there, and they told me I just peed myself, and I'm like, it's still coming, like it's nonstop. So I came back the next day. I talked to my doula and she said, you're contracting. Those are real contractions. You need to go back tomorrow and tell them I need to speak to a doctor. She pretty much told me my rights. I went there knowing my rights. He was getting a haircut because our baby shower was the next day. And so I went in there and a doctor came in and told us, okay, I'm going to do a test on you, the swab again. And if it's not positive that's amniotic fluid, like you need to stop coming. So he did the test and came back. Javier was still getting his haircut, and a doctor came in and says, I have good news and bad news. Our bad news is your placenta is ruptured. Good news is you're gonna have a baby in the next 48 hours. So he told me that a helicopter was coming and they were going to fly me out about a little bit less than an hour to a hospital and they would deliver the baby. So I was freaking out because Javier wasn't with me and they were already having a helicopter come and get me. I called Javier. I wasn't trying to scare him, but I'm like, babe, can you come? Because I'm getting my haircut. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call him, tell him what's going on. I told him.
Called me when I was in the middle of my haircut and I had already finished. I just got done and I was waiting for my stepbrother to get done. I forgot what the barber was doing, but I gave him my money, like to give me my change and stuff, and he was taking like forever. I was like, dude, I'm getting mad. I knew something was wrong, but she wasn't telling me. And I called my dad to come pick me up. He was already down the street, so he picked me up. He was like, do you want to just go straight to where they're flying her, or do you want to go there? I was like, nah, if you like drive fast enough, we can make it before she leaves in the helicopter. Right when I got in the car, I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I just started crying to my dad. He was like, everything's gonna be okay. I don't know, he was kind of upset too, because I told him that we were going to the hospital like every day and that they weren't doing anything, and now that they finally knew something was wrong, pretty much ignored that there was something wrong. He dropped me off. I went into the room and her aunt was in there, and when I went in there, she tried to act like nothing was wrong. So right when I seen her, I could just feel like something was wrong. I started crying some more. And then she was telling me it's gonna be okay, that she's gonna go on a plane right now. She gave me her phone because she was gonna go on the airplane. I mean the helicopter, and she didn't need it. So she gave me her phone, told me everything that I needed to pack because we had to come back here to get our diaper bag and her clothes because we pretty much knew we were gonna give birth soon. And we rushed back over to the place that they're flying into in the helicopter. And by the time we got there, you were already there for like almost an hour, huh?
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I wish I would have left you your phone because she was just there, just with the doctors and stuff.
Alone. Nobody could fly in the helicopter with me.
And that's the beginning of how we were there for 3 weeks.
34 weeks is when they told me I needed to give birth. Now, going to this baby, how we found out you're pregnant again. We do know the gender. We did film our finding out the gender at the hospital. We also have a video of us actually finding out that we were pregnant with this baby because I had a feeling I was pregnant and I wanted to record even if we weren't pregnant, just us taking a pregnancy test. Us three took a pregnancy test together and we found out that we were having another baby. In the video, we are not scared. Like, we're not freaking out because we've done this before. And it's really a blessing. We are pregnant for the second time. They're gonna be 11 months apart. We got pregnant when she was 3 months. So the baby is gonna be born March 23rd and she was born April 9th of this year.
We're 21 weeks.
We are at 21 weeks today, right now, so I'm halfway through my pregnancy already. We know the gender.
Stay tuned in the next video.
So how we told my mom. We went at 18 weeks into the hospital and we pretty much got an ultrasound to figure out that we were pregnant. After we got the ultrasound pictures, we came home, all three of us. My mom was asleep. I walked into her room and woke her up. Pretty much just handed her the pictures. I told her we went to the hospital and we got an ultrasound and I'm 18 weeks pregnant. She was excited. She told me that it was gonna be crazy having two kids, like for me and him. That was gonna be hard, and the second one is harder than the first. Overall, she was so excited, and she wanted to already pick a nickname for the baby. After that, we told everyone, our family, everyone the same day. We told all of my family the same day. We FaceTime my grandma because she lives in Kentucky and we live in California. So we pretty much FaceTimed everybody and we told them and they were all excited and we've just been doing everything that we're supposed to since then. We started off at the OB on base because I've already had to be put on steroids again because it is winter and I'm starting not to be able to breathe again. I do have a breathing machine I take at home where it gives me the medication you take at the hospital, but if you're taking that back to back to back, you will become immune to it and it will stop helping you. So that's pretty much what happens right before I need to get steroids. That's happened twice already in the span of a month. So I have to see an adult pulmonologist. I've seen a pulmonologist for a few years, but it was a pediatrics one because I was under 18. And so now that I'm 18, I had to go to an adult pulmonologist, which is a lung doctor. I also have cholestasis still. Because of those complications during this pregnancy, I am high risk. And it's not necessarily the fact that my placenta ruptured at 31 weeks with the because it doesn't mean that's going to happen again, but I am still high risk. They sent me a referral to go to an OB that's 50 miles away. It's much. It's really much. So I'm going to be seeing a maternal medication specialist so I can be started on some medications to hopefully keep me pregnant longer this time. But I'm already starting to have the same Braxton Hicks kind of feeling that I had at the same time last pregnancy. We're pretty much just trying to keep me as healthy as possible. I don't go outside very much. I pretty much just stay inside where I can breathe and stay warm. Now, belly shot. This is from the front, from the side, and then my belly by itself.
21 weeks in a few days. Halfway through our pregnancy. More than halfway.
So yeah, that is what my belly is looking like. It is large and it's there.
Well, that's it for this video.
Thank you guys so much for watching us. I hope you guys subscribe and keep watching our videos because we have a lot coming up. We just needed to get this video out and announce that we were pregnant again. so that we can start uploading all the videos that we have been filming and are gonna film.
Mm-hmm.
So subscribe, like this video, comment if you have any suggestions for more video ideas. Become part of the Hernandez family.